you just have to wonder, why did it happen now and not last year? Either Spread Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I have to make a video and give my take on this, but everyone's favorite YouTuber, or maybe you could say former YouTuber, JStation, or ImJayStation, that he rebranded himself as, actually recently got banned off the platform. You almost have to wonder, why did it happen now? And let's just say not last year, when the height of the drama happened. And I did talk a few videos about this last year during the height of the drama. You know, JStation, or ImJayStation, his old channel, the JStation channel, where he first made his calling on YouTube, where he did 24-hour challenges where you stay overnight at a particular establishment. That is technically illegal and called trespassing, and when you put that up on YouTube for everyone to share, eventually it might catch up to you. And he did get into trouble with that, so he got lost monetization. But thought the terms of service is, if once you lose monetization on a channel, maybe it wasn't grandfathered in back then. But when that happened, then he created his ImJayStation channel, just kind of keep his name. And then he did all this 3 a.m. challenges, which is somewhat fine, except when celebrities die, and then you do the Ouija board and trying to talk to them at 3 a.m., speak to them as they recently died, and make money on it. That's definitely losing your morals. And you hear lots of stories about JStation and former people he used to work with on his YouTube channel, where definitely didn't seem to treat them well, was controlling, especially with females, as Aiko, I think her name is. And then the peak of the drama, after he faked, where he did the deaths of, XXXTentacion, Mac Miller, and then the Etika, which definitely crossed the line on the YouTube community, where he made a clickbaity fake video, or clickbaity video, and that's what he definitely did very best, where it was kind of an apology, but he monetized all that. What I was going to talk to you about that, the peak definitely happened when he faked his girlfriend, Alexia Morano, where she was in his videos as one of his characters. And she also he also does things on the dark web, and buy slaves, or do this, and Black Santa, try to be a little racist, too controversial. But he definitely hit the peak where he faked his girlfriend's death, and then apparently his girlfriend Alexia Morano at the time, which I'm going to say they're no longer together. I'll just put that lightly, as I understand that she apparently pressed charges against Jay that apparently was assault, and that's where eventually he lost monetization. But then that fake, death thing where he threw in drunk driver, and that's another way to be controversial, because demographics show that a lot of people know someone that's loved ones and close ones to them that get hit by a drunk driver. That's definitely going to tug on people's heartstrings the wrong way. And even though he talks about dark web and 3 a.m. challenges and all this heavy stuff, most of his videos, that most people that watch his stuff are kids, so they're going to be, delusional, and their minds aren't fully developed, and they're not aware that it's fake and it's a stunt. But he did not say that about his girlfriend at the time. But it was a way to boast their other channel, the Dream Team, where it was him and Alexia on that channel. And then eventually, Jay and Alexia broke up, and then he had a breakdown, and then what he did to that channel, which some say that definitely might have eventually spawned on this being banned from the platform, as he took down all those Dream Team videos, and then he rebranded it as 666, the devil's number. And the thing is, you haven't heard anything from Jay for over a year after the dead girlfriend stuff, but that channel was still monetized, the Dream Team. And then eventually Alexia went on and did her own channel, Alexia Morano, where mostly it's just an ASMR, and I just can't really do videos on that theme. I mean, it's popular, but there's no way I can do a soft speaking voice the whole video eating certain color foods, but whatever works for some people. If you have certain people who want to watch that, but the reason why I was always following this drama is because I'm an aspiring YouTuber myself, and you just worry about stunts that he pulled in the past that would make it harder for everybody else who doesn't do, break the rules, and makes it hard for them to make a living potentially on this platform or just make a side hustle. But after a year, I mean, he did those reaction channels. He did some gaming, and I was actually somewhat intrigued by his future content, but I never fully got into it because he just did too many things in the past. But I mean, given Jay's personality, I'm going to say the only thing I can give to him is that he would be great as a narrator to stand in front talking about paranormal or horror things. It's just unfortunately he has that reputation. But then it's just like suddenly he got banned from YouTube for his 666 channel and his ImJayStation channel, which got demonetized last year after the fake girlfriend death stunt. But his old channel, the JStation channel, is still up with this earlier content. That was long demonetized after when he got in trouble with the 24 hours. But I'm going to have to say my take on this is that I think Jay just slipped through the cracks long enough, and that he just pressed his luck long enough that eventually it's caught up with him and he lost. I mean, not too sure what he would do. I know that, you can find to make videos, but you gotta, there's terms of service you gotta follow, and there can't be a way, it can't be allowed that, let's say if you lose monetization on one channel, you can't just tuck around and make a second channel and still make money on that and trying to do the same-ish stuff, prank stuff, and that got stupid. I mean, I guess kids like that these days, and, it's just I follow the, other commentator channels in between all my sports stuff that, that's how I heard about him, and the fact that Jay actually is a fellow Canadian myself, which take it is what it is, but it's probably good that he did get banned totally from YouTube. Just all the things he's done in the past. I mean, it crossed the line where he makes videos and makes money on it shortly after when famous celebrities pass away. I am going to say in retrospect, if he didn't do that stunt with Alexia Morano and her fake, the fake death thing, because that happened just before, unfortunately, with the Kobe Bryant death. I'm going to dare say he would have done that Kobe Bryant video if that stunt did not happen and he was too tied up with that. And unfortunately, when you have a following and you do that, eventually word's going to go out, and the family's going to wonder, is their daughter dead? They have a right to figure that out. Sometimes you got to wonder that Jay wasn't. Something I got to wonder if it was a delusional thing. Well, I was hoping this stunt was going to stay on YouTube. I'm like, well, when you have over 6 million subscribers and most of the people you watch are, younger people, children, and the fact that you've done enough controversies in the past and you have enough commentator channels that talk about you from all your stunts in the past, and I got to give my take, but I'm looking at it as objectively that it's going to get out. It's not like he were a nobody with only 2 subscribers and, being a 10-year-old, and unfortunately, because the fact that he had a younger audience and seeing that how big he was, and hear stories of kids, trying to sneak in and watch that video without their parents knowing, well, eventually, with that success that he had at the time, that kids are going to mimic it, and there has been some videos where kids mimic it. And then, of course, there was the I'm Fake station that I saw, that there was a couple, I think they were Indian kids, they were doing the same thing, and they actually steal his thumbnails, and yeah, I just think, I don't like the cancel culture, but sometimes you gotta look at it a case-by-case basis. In the case with, when it comes to ImJayStation, I just felt he just pressed his luck too long. I think maybe he slipped through the cracks long enough that eventually it's caught up with him, and, maybe he has, let's just say, behaved himself. But I think the other reason was kind of that name of the channel. The other interesting thing is he said he's going to sue YouTube suddenly for taking his stuff down. I was going to say good luck with that, given they're a multi-billion-dollar company owned by this little company named Google. Just putting it out there, but I mean, it's just interesting how it just suddenly happened. Because if you haven't heard anything about JStation, I mean, he has not done anything very, very controversial. And I mean, given his personality, I'm going to say, it doesn't seem like someone that I would want to work and associate with based on many stories that I've heard, even if it potentially could have given me more exposure. But taking that out, he would be great as a commentator for paranormal, horror genre, since he kept doing that 3 a.m. stuff. I know that you got to wonder if he parodied it off of Aldo's World. I know Aldo's World, but their stuff is like more entertaining and not as immoral. Like they don't talk about dead celebrities. And I mean, if let's say, for example, if I talk about someone that passed away in a video, I don't make a Ouija board and I don't capitalize on it. Well, I'm not big enough to make money on it, but I talk about their legacy and all the good things they have done. I know a couple things that come in mind was I talked about one time when Mike Labinjo suddenly passed away in my Calgary Stampeders a month. I just talked about his career and all the memories that I had with him as a Calgary Stampeder and hearing how brave a person he was in the community. And then I talked about Ken King as well. And I thanked, Ken King's legacy, how he built up the Calgary Flames Sport and Entertainment Group, and he eventually was behind the event center, and fortunately he's not going to be around to see that, but that's when I talk about like a recent death in that light. I don't pull on the Ouija board at 3 a.m. and try to talk to them shortly after they passed away, because that just wouldn't be respectful to people who know him and love him from their families. And I'm going to say, that's all I have to take about the JStation, my take that he has been banned from YouTube. I'll be interested to see if he'll ever resurface again. I mean, I just say he pushed his luck far enough and eventually he lost. And I think he just slipped through the cracks long enough. And even though he said in his Twitter video about he did feel like he did circumvent demonetization by having your main channel, demonetized. But it's like, I'll rebrand the Dream Team channel, not operate it, make money off of that. But that's just my little take on the whole situation. I just worry that, he would have done something even more insane and would have made it tougher and punish everybody else on YouTube who just enjoys making videos and wants to, continue to keep growing their audience and potentially monetize himself. And speaking of that, if you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fan's journey, home of the Flames, Sabin, Roughnecks, and Stampeders, I mostly do talk Calgary sports on my YouTube channel, but I also do a variety of non-sports content like personal vlogs, attempt to comedy. I also do share my experience I'm on the road or sporting and maybe throw in an odd video like this once in a while. But if that all sounds like it'd be interesting to watch, to follow along with this Calgary sports fan's journey, you know what you need to do, just make sure you like, subscribe. I also have my other social media links down in the description below for other ways to follow me. So I was going to close out, I'm going to say, sorry Jay, I mean, obviously you enjoy making videos and that's what you love to do and had some success at it for several years, but eventually it's all that actions that you have done in the past that has caught up with you, being way too controversial, somewhat cringy, and then, when you know that most of your audience is much younger and doesn't have a fully developed mind, they're going to believe all that stuff that you put on there, and it's just immoral what you've done in the past with how you talked about those celebrities, and then eventually you crossed the line with the fake girlfriend thing with Alexia Morano. And then of course you know how Ahmed Mo reacts. I do kind of find it funny how Ahmed Mo always has this "when I was a kid" story and always looks distressed, and I know that he does some silly clickbait stuff too. That your dumpster diving works is that you take those items, this is how they do it, kids. You take those expensive items already you have, and what you do is that you record yourself in the setting, say you're looking for it, And then just before you go to the dumpster, you know what you do with those expensive items? You take those expensive items and you put it in the dumpster. And then you record going to the dumpster and then go, whoa, I can't believe they throw those away. Or, you know, sometimes when he does a stunt where there's a bunch of money in tinfoil, those are fake bills, people. Like the fake bills you see in movies. That's what they do. Just put it out there. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.